My dear friend, as we are describing the Islamic Gundagardi or Islamic Gunism against the Hindus in Kashmir and throughout the India, now we will describe about the Gunism of the Babar. That was the first Mughal who was the Uzbek and came to India in 1916 26 21st April. He won the battle and established the Islamic Gunism. Yes, Islam is a Gunism. Islam is a Gundagardi. Islam is full of inhuman values. Islam is the group of the rapists, robbers, and the killers. When I read the Quran so many times, I found that Islam is a totally Gundagardi against the non-Muslims, and Islam allows the rapes, killing, and the of the Muslim non-Muslim women, and Muhammad committed such crime as he raped with the Safiya bint Huyya, Zuwairiya, Aisha bint Abu Bakr, though she was his wife, but he was rapist due to his pedophile nature. So I will tell you now the Islamic Gundagardi in the name of the Babar. Babar, who was the Babar? Babar was the Uzbek, as I earlier told you in this video. It was the power of artillery of the Babar and better management of the army leadership. Otherwise, Hemu Bhargav, Rana Pratap, and Rana Sanga were not less brave than Mughals. But Rajputs were physically tall and strong than Mughals. But now it is the 20th century, and no meaning such type things which creates the hatred and disturbance in the human society. Politicians, war is separate issue, but humanity is another version. Because either conquered or by conquered, both are after humanity. So we are should respect each other, but Pakistani army is running of the same barbaric as they slit the neck of our soldiers as Hemraj who hails from Mathura. If the Indian might be slit the neck of 93,000 soldiers who surrendered as Pakistani, then what would be right or not at all? Only the problem of our Muslim brethren, they want a special status in this world due to the ego and the false pride. Nobody can superior in the parameter of the equality and self-respect. Everybody has self-respect. No will digest it to that your wealth, murder of man and the woman are malik ganimat. If this process will be reversed, suppose for a moment what moments will for this earth. Earth is not playground for such vulgarity and it is also against humanity. In Myanmar, many Hindus were killed in Rakhine province by Rohingya Muslims. A big graveyard has been founded by Myanmar army. Recently, if Myanmar people and the army fought against these radicalized Muslims, what is the fault of the Myanmar army? To protect the citizen of the country is the first priority of any country. The Myanmar army done as per necessity. In Sri Lanka, same filthiness of shit were distributed by these radicalized Muslims. And from Sri Lanka, these bad elements were dragged, dragged out. A violent Jakir Nalayak or the Joker Nalayak did not the same in India. Did not the same in India. He do not know ABCD of the Vedas. And he invented that Vedas and Quran are the similar, so both are the same. Then what is the need of the Quran in this world? Whenever Vedas exist in this world already. This world such type Herculean sample full of in this world. ISIS did the same with the Yazidi woman and head of the ISS. Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi clarified that I am doing as the same as Malik Ganimat. And sex slave, bandi or londi is the part of Islam and many verses of our Quran verses also are in this contest as right hand possesses as sex slaves. Means if any woman of any moment sees the woman, rest are the slaves. What a dangerous doctrine of the Islam. Today on 27/10/220, an idol of Ma Durga deity was vandalized in Pakistan. If this is religion, then it will be better to know religion for this world to save the humanity. Same are being done by the Muslim extremists in Bangladesh and Malaysia. Malaysia was a good country, but there is a rogue person took asylum from India by another stupid doctor, Mathir Mohammed, that is Zakir Naik, recently neck of the French teacher, silted by a terrorist. Teacher name is Petit Samuel in Paris, where he was teaching the history, and killer was a Chechenian, a 18 years old boy, a student turned extremist named Unknown, was killed by the French police of his hideout by blood injury. Petit Samuel was not wrong side, nor was his intention wrong. He was only briefing the history of the Prophet Muhammad Sahib. The Prophet Muhammad Goon, not the Sahib. He is a vulture of this society. Through caricature, it was wrong. Then how Makbul Fida Hussain made nude caricature of the deity, even the goddess. Such type the Muslims are not our father, are Muslim special species among human. Whatever they want will against anybody, irrespective caste and creed, cult or religion, if they are so special. Radicalized Muslim, then why not they call to Allah to make another heaven in this earth? Here you are making whole earth as hell, and after that you will go to heaven or Jannah. It is very impossible, and 72 horse will be two in the Jannat heaven, and they will serve wine by their hands. This is Allah work. Wine in haram on this earth by Allah, but rape and sex slave are and booty of war, ransom, beheaded the kafirs, killing the innocent animals are good, as per preaching of the Quran. This is work of Allah, killing the kafirs and provoking the Muslims for rape as sex slave is permissible in Islam. If this will be happened with real sister of Abu al-Bakr Baghdadi, then this is humanity. Means you want eat sweet and spit the bitter. In the Hindi, kadwa, kadwa, thutu, and mita, mita, gup, gup. This is the great cunningness doctrine of the killing of the kafirs. These all roots cause of the terrorism. In Jammu and Kashmir, Allah has divided this world into two parts, who go to hell and who go to heaven after resurrection or the Qiyamah. A least possibility of this Qiyamah, as per science, Allah also says, read chapter 2, Surah Al-Baqarah 298. Whoever is the enemy to Allah and his angels and his messenger, Gabriel and Michael, then indeed Allah is enemy to the disbeliever. Analysis of this verse, first of all, Quran had been written 7th century, and man or the modern man, including Homo sapiens. We are the Homo sapiens as per the biology, including Homo erectus. Erectus came 2 lakh years ago. At that time, people do not know who is Allah. Before 7th century, why Allah came very late? And before Islam, where would go all people in heaven or hell? Now let us see the history of the Quran. According to Muslim belief and the Islamic scholars' accounts, the revelation of the Quran began in 610 AD when the angel Gabriel, in Arabic Jibril or Jibrail, appeared to Muhammad Sahib in the cave of Hira near Mecca, reciting to him first verse of Surah Al-Alaq. Muslims believe that Muhammad continued to had revelation for the rest of the until his death in 632 AD. According to Islam tradition, the Quran was first compiled in a book shape form by Zayd ibn Thabit and other scribe under the first Caliph Abu Bakr Siddiq. As the Islamic empire began to grow and differing recitation were heard in far-flung areas, the Quran was recompiled by uniformity in recitation 644 to 656 after the death of the Muhammad under the direction of third Caliph Uthman bin Affan or the Usman. So in this way Quran was compiled. The famous 10 people who form the chain of narration regarding the Quran are as follow: Umar ibn al-Khattab, Uthman ibn Affan, Abu Musa al-Ash'ari, Ubay ibn Ka'b, Abdullah ibn Masud, Zayd ibn Thabit, Abu Huraira, Abdullah ibn Abbas, Ali ibn Talib, the uh, the son-in-law of the Muhammad, and the Abu al-Darda. Two most important people were Zayd bin Thabit, the personal scribe of the Muhammad, and Ubay ibn Ka'b, who was the foremost authority on the Quran after Zayd. According to Islamic tradition, the process of the canonization ended under the third Caliph Usman or Uthman bin Affan, about 20 years after the death of Muhammad, 650 AD. This date also not exact due to not recognized by early Arab analysts. The Quranic canon is the form of the question as recited and written which religiously binding with the Muslim community. This canonical corpus is closed and fixed in the sense that nothing in the change in the Quran not possible. Now let us see the Surah 9 verse 5. And when the sacred month have passed, then kill the polytheists whenever you find them and capture them and besiege them and sit in wait for them and sit in wait for them at every place of ambush. But if they so should repent, establish prayer offering namaz and give zakat, let them go on their way. Indeed, Allah is forgiving and merciful. Allah says, kill the kafirs or non-believers who broken the agreement as per Islamic doctrine. Allah is Almighty and even a single leaf of a tree cannot move. Then if non-believer broke the agreement, then this is the certainly Allah consent. Why Allah cannot divert the mood of the musriks or kafirs in favor of mu'mins? So they will not be conditioned to not conditions to kill anyone. And everywhere peace will restore in this earth and heaven will be present within the life. Same Surah Al-Baqarah verse 98. If anyone does not believe in Mikhail, Jibrail or angel with messenger, this is the only consent of the Allah. Only otherwise kafir have not so much dare void the Allah voice or his order. But one question arises that before Quran of Islam 610 AD there was no Muslim in this world. So all Muslims are converted from the Jews, Christians, Zoroastrians, Buddhists and Sanatanic Vedic Hindus. Suppose very first generation who converted into Islam were the follower of the Islam, Mikhail, Jibril, Prophet Muhammad Sahib. But before that, very generation, first generation of Muslims, forefathers were definitely not Muslims. Then Allah is the enemy of their forefathers, and ever Allah give order to kill their forefather them. These are some aspects are the still unrevealed to this generation. It seems as per Quranic verses, all were the kafirs, which were the forefathers, and they will be in the hell after the ends of this world, Qiyamah or the Holocaust. This very disgraceful to our fathers means due to Islam theory only our forefathers will go to hell because they were non-Muslim. The same theory states RSS, Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh, that we have changed our belief or cults but not changed our forefather. This is the true and logically fact. This is not ideology of the violence against any Muslim. Forefathers, those were definitely not Muslims, but this is the reality. As per Quran, it gives order the kafir, even though they were the forefather of these converted Muslims. Instead, those blame RSS, including some Pakistani panelists on TV channels, states that RSS is a fundamentalist organization. Now we to say the doctrine of Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh, Vishwa Hindu Parishad and on Muslim organization, which are both religious and radicalized extremist group comparison. RSS and Vishwa Hindu Parishad and the Bajrang Dal that only go to hell because followers of these organizations are kafir. As per Islam, all are kafirs. Even ex-Muslims also will go to hell at the end of the universe or after Qiyamah. RSS never disrespect to any country, land and earth. RSS never looted any Sanatani person. In Islam, that Vande Matram is haram or a sin to say Vande Matram as said by so-called Islamic scholar. I never read in Quran in this reference that Vande Matram is haram, but Muslim mainly fights for property, women and the enslaved children. RSS never fought with AK-47, AK-57, Fiadin attacks, self-suicide bombers, throwing the grenades or the vandalize the mosque at any scale. In Islam, this quality as robbery, consuming the sex slave, forcibly rape are in these Islamic lunatic or mentally disturbed fundamentalists. Even a single killing by any Hindus group involved as RSS, VHP and other Hindus organization. No, never. However, it may be due to resentment because everybody has right to self-defense for his life. Always killing the Hindus in everywhere in the India massacre by the Moplas, direct action in Noel Khali, big Gallugara Sikh massacre, a small Gallugara of Sikh massacre, Hindus massacres by Tipu Sultan, even by the Akbar, the Great in Kangra, Nagar Court Temple, where black cows were slaughtered with temple priest. RSS only found for country service and as a pool of harmony in the Akhand Bharat. Islam always distorted the harmony by aggressive speech and the violent actions. Even Aligarh Muslim University is the den of the terrorist activities. RSS always services the people of India at the time of war, flood, epidemic, drought without seeing any caste, creed or religion. Islam always distorted the harmony by aggressive approach, speeches and violent acts and even terrorist activities. No RSS man raped any woman in the name of the Vedic religion because Vedic religion did not recognize it. In Kashmir, when the terrorists killed the people in very brutal manner, gouged out the eyes, nail scouting with the fingers, and raped is permissible in Quran as sex slave, laundry distribution of the looted property and soldier as Malik Hanuman. Now it is clear, transparent as in mirror, who are human being and respect the humanity and who does not. This is very common problem in Hindi. सारी उम्र में यही गलती करता रहा, चेहरे पर मेरे गंदगी थी पर आईना साफ करता रहा. May try to clean my face was paranoia, but always cleaned the mirror, which was the confusion with me whole life. This confusion of the terrorists is that they are fighting for Allah and against kafir. It is kafir. If kafirs are powerful than Muslim, it means Allah does not favor the Muslim. Momins, a true Muslim, a goon, which is a certified terrorist. So this is my video, the how the Islam devastated not only the Kashmir but all the world due to the Quranic verses that is very violent and pragmatic in nature and the goonism in the goonism by the nature. Thank you very much.